2025 is officially the year of Eevee at the Pokemon Center. So maybe, just maybe, we can capture a little bit of the hype that we've seen in previous years. Because, oh, you see, like, big Eevee promotion. Project Eevee. Old friend. We haven't talked about you in a while because of all the shenanigans around Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee. And that news cycle, in retrospect, and also, like, as it unfolded live, just being completely unreal. Because, like, wait a second, they did just make, like, an Eevee secondary mascot campaign that went on for a while, and it's like, oh, but Pokemon Let's Go. And Junichi Masuda doing the most cryptic, hey, I'm actually showing you guys everything about Pokemon Let's Go. And we had real leaks with a very, like, strange, blurry image that looked fake, but was actually real gameplay of Pokemon Let's Go. So, those crazy times, do we get any of that back with the Year of Eevee? Let's just kind of talk about it, because my hope that will never ever exist is, oh, Pokemon Let's Go Johto. I mean, we have, like, Espeon and Umbreon as the mascots, happened before Pokemon Coliseum, and you can kind of see a lot of the marketing, because right now we have prismatic evolutions, and the whole TCG boom, and Surging Sparks, and all that grift, and pump and dump going on over there. But then I clicked on this because I wanted to have, you know, B-roll for the background. Why are they doing that? Like, I'm not saying this is Masuda level, Project Eevee, cryptic, Pokemon Let's Go Johto confirmed. But, you go to, like, the front page of the prismatic evolutions, and then they're using Umbreon and Espeon in the promotion. It's all Eevee branding. So, this is where, like, I get offended. I get offended by Nintendo and the Pokemon Company because they are allergic to money, except when they're campaigning in an over-the-top way where it's like, yeah, this is obviously the best play you make for money. The TCG's popping off. We just had Terastal Pikachu for Surging Sparks, and now we're doing Prismatic Evolutions for an Eevee set, so TCG is going absolutely insane on merch. You're leveraging all that, and then, of course, a Year of Eevee is going to print money. Why don't we have Pokemon Quest 2 update? You want to make tens of millions of dollars for free? Do that. It's just translating, localizing the Chinese version. That doesn't take anything. And then we have all these other promotions going on. It's like, hey, wait a second, but that's also what led into Pokemon Let's Go being a thing. The rise of Pokemon Go, the insane profit that's made, trying to introduce a new mascot into Pokemon, which has only been purely successful. So the whole Let's Go campaigning works. And if they're running it back, please? Can we please get something out of this? I don't know, but what is the Year of Eevee? So the evolution Pokemon, I'm pretty sure that's like how it's always been, but it's always weird when you see the Pokemon Company has kind of like officially acknowledged something for the first time, usually in marketing campaign, like Powerhouse Pokemon or First Partner Pokemon. Now, the newest mascot, even though it's a couple years old at this point, the newest mascot of Pokemon Eevee, the evolution Pokemon, is in the spotlight with an abundance of adorable products on the way. That's another thing about, like, capturing that little spark that we had in older Pokemon news, where it's like covering merchandise was fun. I did a video on Pokemon butts, because Japan likes butts, and they made Pokemon butt merchandise, and that got, like, 10,000 views, because, like, oh, remember when people liked Pokemon? Remember when there was actually, like, just a love of Pokemon in the community back in 2014? No one can remember. That's too long ago. Too much brain rot from the Zoomers these days. So yeah, the new year has just begun. While it's difficult to predict exactly what 2025 will have in store, there's one guarantee, an abundance of Eevee. Pokemon Center will be celebrating Eevee and each of its adorable evolutions all year long, so plenty of exciting products, and we've seen like product pushes like that. A whole year of it though. For Eevee merch, like overpriced Eevee merch, Trump's back in office though, people are gonna have money again. So maybe it's actually now's the time. Some of the new items include detail figures that showcase the attitudes. Never been big on, like, figure collecting, though. We got keychains, favorite evolution, pearlescent pop figures. Alright. And then Pokemon kitchen designs, there we go, and a cozy Eevee plush. So, like, $200 Eevee plush coming in, that's going to be life-size. And then kitchen designs. I'd probably actually buy some stationery of Eevee and evolutions. The excitement starts now with Pokemon dolls, including Eevee and all of its evolutions at the store, and I'm pretty sure that's what this is about. Been seeing a lot of that promotion, so it's all coming together, and then Japan always gets, like, the cooler, best stuff anyways. So, yeah, you collect that, and then, do I even want to see how expensive everything is? Oh, that's actually not terrible. A 7-inch plush for $17. Like, That's kind of expensive. I was expecting, you know, like a 10-inch $30 plush, not this like a chibi thing. So like the doll plushes. There we go. You have a new Eevee thing to collect, because I guess everyone's already gotten these. Like if you're an Eeveelution fan, boom, you've got this already. So now I gotta make more merch for you to grab. And oh my god, it prints more money than I expected, because there's so many Eeveelutions and Eevees. So yeah, you do an Eeveelution promo, and then you get 8 times the money. That actually sounds pretty crazy. But then speaking of like how the Pokemon Company just doesn't make any sense. You want to make money? You make Pokemon TCG Pocket, like, actually playable. You make it the next Pokemon online. You try to get competitive in there like Pokemon Go, because Pokemon Go have been so successful, it's at Worlds now. People, like, played Pokemon Unite competitively, and now, like, if you want to grow an audience, you can find a very large audience for that, especially if money is on the line, or you can get, like, really cool prizes and stuff. But the premium pass in the Pokemon TCG Pocket is ass. Like, it's on. I thought it was going to be worth in the beginning, but it isn't. And then no balance. Just no attempt to make the game playable. And then they introduced, like, Cerebi EX and stuff. We have features. We have officially published deck list ideas. So where's the care? Also, is it even viable to run a Water-type deck without Misty? Is this just the worst deck list ever? Are they actually trying to curb it so, like, noobs don't get immediately stomped and quit the game and not pay money? I don't even know. And then, last thing to talk about, okay, so we have, like, news, kind of, and Pokemon stuff going on. What does this mean for the future of Pokemon? Like, why am I talking about Eevee and a Let's Go Johto and wanting to see Umbreon, Espeon so much? It's like, is there a possibility? Because let's go from the angle that Pokemon Legends Arceus got delayed for some reason, was supposed to come out last year, or it could just be another Pokemon Legends Arceus situation where, like, it's so weird how we got stacked on those Pokemon games. We were Brilliant Diamond, Shine, Pearl. So we had a main series Pokemon game made by Ilka. We had Game Freak with Pokemon Legends Arceus, and then we had Game Freak with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Legends Arceus, Scarlet, Violet coming out in the same year, and that's a new generation, which would kind of be a bigger thing than Pokemon Let's Go. We have all this, like, Nintendo Switch 2 stuff going on. It's like, Nintendo Switch 2. Where's that announcement at the beginning of the year? Where's any of our announcements at the beginning of the year? Because Pokemon Direct, January 9th, 2020. That was Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC. We can get January Pokemon news that isn't just pinned to a Pokemon Presents for the anniversary of Pokemon. Also, that was a Thursday, not a Wednesday. In the modern, like, Nintendo Switch release era, which was pretty much only Wednesday after the crazy hype we had with Pokemon Sun and Moon. So who knows about those dates and those releases. And then we had Pokemon X and Y revealed January 8th, 2013. So, I mean, we can get that early January Pokemon news, and it's not just a one-off from Pokemon X and Y. So, first week of January, and no announcements. Also, the funny thing is, Joe Merrick said something about, like, how people were going crazy. Oh, we're getting Pokemon Legends ZA news because they repinned it. But now it's actually back to New Year's and wishing and stuff. Unless it's JP. But then, as we can see, like, Pokemon Company is pinning different things. It's just the big news. None of that matters. We had Shiny Rayquaza events. So yeah, we got nothing. We got nothing going on from Pokemon Company. No hype. No January announcement. Who knows what's going on with Nintendo with all these leaks. The Game Freak Giga leak also potentially getting in the way of things. And then, what is it for Nintendo? Like, the lack of information for both Nintendo and Pokemon simultaneously. It's like, okay, Pokemon Legends ZA being the launch title for the Nintendo Switch 2, while also being like Breath of the Wild and releasing on Nintendo Switch, I'd believe it. That could potentially go closer to March, depending on, like, supply chain issues and production. Maybe we get a summer release for Nintendo Switch 2. We don't have anything to go off of, just the announcement that's coming officially from Nintendo. And then, how does that mess up the timings for everything else? But depending on when Pokemon Legends ZA comes out, yeah, we've seen it before. The last Pokemon Legends game that we then go into main series, and Pokemon Let's Go Johto later this year. So it could be a packed year, and then we just have Nintendo Switch 2 fun to go for Pokemon, and Pokemon's back. But it is just kind of like whatever. And then, like, how does the Pokemon Company fumble the Year of Eevee? And then there's been other promotions. I believe the Year of Mythical Pokemon was 2016, as we went to, like, Pokemon Sun and Moon. Because wasn't there a thing where you had to go back to, like, Omega Green Alpha Sapphire to get Meloetta or something, even though Pokemon Sun and Moon had released? It's like, we see these year campaigns. Sometimes they happen on off years, some where we don't get a game, or there's not a lot of news, or it's a secondary version or something. And other times we get big campaigns that turn into something. Maybe it's also just like, no, it's not Eevee 2.0, let's go, shenanigans, it's Pokemon Center, we're just milking it for money. Project Eevee is just doing the same thing it's always done, and there's absolutely nothing going on with the Pokemon Company because there's no hype, no news, and no one cares, and then we just have no magic. So it's like, yeah, at least something to talk about, at least something to kind of keep an eye on, but with Nintendo being quiet, in between consoles, in between games, and then nothing about Legends for a year? Unacceptable. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.